All right, so today I'll be talking about the 3SB lesson plan. So I have a blank 3SB lesson plan document over on the left, and then I have an example of the last year's 3SB lesson plan, what a student did on the right. I'll be moving back and forth between these two documents. So the first one is the central focus of our unit. So if you look, it composes three different topics: the essential literacy strategy focus, related skills, and the content focus. So we come over here to this lesson plan. You'll see the essential literacy strategy is basically saying what we're going to be doing. So what the main goal of the lesson is and what we want the students to be able to know by the end of the lesson. Related skills are other things the students will learn along the way. So it's not the main focus, but it's skills that will support the use of the strategy. And then our content focus is a little more detailed on what we will be doing in that class. So if you scroll down, we'll see standards are here. We can get all these standards from the Common Core State Standards. So each subject has their own standards. Usually you develop your lesson plan. From what I gathered from the students, they develop their lesson plan, and then after they go back and find the standards that fit in. Instructional learning objectives is basically pretty similar to what we're talking about up here with the essential literacy strategy. Then to the right, we have assessments. So this is basically how are we going to demonstrate, how are we going to find out how well the students are grappling with the information. So this could be formal assessments or informal assessments. A formal assessment would be students passing in paper, like an exit ticket or something like that. And an informal assessment would just be walking around the room, listening on group work. Then we go down to language functions demands. A language function is what they're doing with language. Use words such as identify, explain, synthesize when we're writing out this section. Additional language demands is over on the right, and this will be things such as vocabulary, words that are used during the lesson, such things as academic language, presentation skills, discourse, and syntax. Resources and materials will be basically just what resources the kids, what they need to complete the lesson. So down here you'll see this lesson plan says they'll need the relationship review, they'll need the coursework, 9.2.1, I'm guessing that's the worksheet page, and then a Pythagorean theorem note. Student prior knowledge, when we're looking at this is basically just what are the students coming in, what do we expect that they already know, and how we're going to build upon that. So then that scrolls down to transition from previous activity. Transition from previous activity is what we were doing the lesson before and how we're incorporating that and building upon that. The hook, something that's very important, is what's going to grab the student's attention. So hook could be something like showing a video, or example, if I was doing a math one and we were trying to figure out slope, I could show 4 different pictures of hills and ask the students to discuss which one is the steepest. That would get the students thinking about what slope is. They'll argue a little bit amongst themselves. Then we can tie the lesson into that. Focus instruction is basically just how we're going to carry out the class. So basically step-by-step instruction on what we'll be doing throughout the whole class. And then there are differentiating scaffolds. So differentiating in scaffolds, these could be for our advanced students or our slower students or our ELs or IEP students. For advanced students, you're going to want to give them extra challenges to keep them busy. IEPs, English learners, you want to build in scaffolds so that they don't get left behind, something that's going to help them learn along with the rest of the class. Guided instruction, that's going to be what I'm doing with the class. So in the I do, we do, you do model, guided instruction would be what we're doing together. Independent practice would be the you do. So after we go through the I do, after I introduce all the information to them, after we have some practice together in the we do, then they'll be on their own, and that's the you do section. So this is when I'll have students do their independent work, and this is very good for judging what each student's individual knowledge on the subject is so far. Scaffolds, once again, providing additional support to IEPs, ELs, and then giving additional challenges for the gifted students. And then our closure is basically how are we going to wrap up this lesson and how we transition to the next activity. So it's going to be how we end the day, whether you end it with students grouping back up and we just have a big class discussion about what we learned, or we have students presenting some information. Yeah, that's how we just tie it all together. All right, thanks.